Afternoon, guys. JRY is here with the Journey of Weight Loss. I'm out here walking. I got about 10 miles. I got my little buddy Pippin. Can y'all see him? Pippin, say hi. Say what's up, guys. What's up? So yeah, Pippin's out here with me. We are trying to get 12 miles in. I don't know if we'll make it. It's kind of hot and muggy. But got a few topics I want to talk to you all about. But first, this video is brought to you by Emmy. Emmy has been around for decades. They've proven themselves very responsible, productive, and all around good. So, they are ChatGPT certified for, putting stuff in there. They're Google certified for searching things. And, YouTube streaming certified, I'm kidding. I don't know if that's the thing. But if you didn't get that, that's Emmy. So it's me. So like, share, and subscribe. Alrighty. So I've got two topics I want to talk to you about today, and both of them involve police, but they're not all bad. And I want to get that out there, that not all interactions with the police are bad. But you do have to be on your P's and Q's and when you're with them. And, I've told you guys I'm about accountability. I'm not about, I'm not anti-police. So let's get to the first topic here. The first topic I'm going to talk to you guys about, let's see, what the heck was it? Man, I hit record and now I can't think straight. So, that's what it was. There was a older gentleman that had gone into a Dollar General, and this happened out west somewhere. And when he pulled up, he couldn't tell where the parking spots were, and that happens at Dollar Generals. There's so much traffic, the lines just, kind of disappear. And this poor guy couldn't see the lines very well. He's 78, I think, 73, 78, something like that. So he parks, he runs in there, gets a couple things, and as he's coming out, another older gentleman, and probably in his 50s or something, said something to him about how he was parked. And old guys, he kind of told him mind his business, And then the other gentleman proceeds to say, well, hey, I'll get some of my buddies to come down here and give you a ticket. Well, let me tell you guys, Dollar General parking lot is private property. You can't get a ticket for parking improperly there. They can report you to the police and get you trespassed. I think that's about as far as it can go. So, again, the old man was like, go mind your business. The other guy says, hey, your tags are expired. I'm gonna get my guys down here and they're gonna take your tags and impound your vehicle, stuff like that. It's just not minding his business. So, the older gentleman is trying to get in his vehicle to leave, and this guy, come to find out he's a police officer, tries to detain him. Well, he's not in his uniform, so you really can't. He didn't believe he was a cop. So the old man kind of shoved him a little bit, like, get away from me, I'm trying to leave, blah, blah, blah. Well, the cop takes him to the ground and detains him and calls the sheriff. Well, the cops get there and they're doing their investigation, and the older guy tells them, like, well, this guy said he's a cop, I didn't believe him, I shoved him a little bit, and next thing you know, he puts me on the ground. And the other guy, the cop, he starts talking to him. He goes, yes, I'm a deputy too. Well, he was a deputy for a courthouse. He wasn't like a patrol deputy and all that kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, the courthouse deputies, they are police, but they're not road police. And I don't really think they have. I'm not sure on this whether they have the authority to actually arrest you and all that kind of stuff or not. I'm not positive on that, because I think it's separate. At least where I'm at, I believe the courthouse deputies are, they're affiliated with like the corrections institution. I could be wrong. I don't, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not anything like that, so don't quote me on anything. But I don't think they have the authority to arrest you in a parking lot, especially for your parking or having outdated tags. So long story short, the cops get there, they're talking to this guy, and they realize, like, wow, the old man didn't do anything wrong. He was trying to leave the situation, and the deputy, the court deputy, he was the aggressor. And they couldn't find, they couldn't get the video cameras off off the Dollar General stuff. So what they did is they took both statements, and they actually arrested the courthouse deputy and placed 3 different charges on him. One of which was elder abuse, because the guy was over 65 or 55 years old, which kind of shocked me that they did that. He ended up losing his job and his whole thing, all because he wouldn't mind his business. And I did another video that I haven't put out yet about this lady, Lorenzo, that got herself involved in something, and it all could have been avoided had they just minded their business. And that's what I want to emphasize right now is, if you see something that, it's not a big deal, just walk away. Don't instigate things, guys. And I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying, you see these horror stories where people lose their job, they end up in jail, or worse, they get shot or something, all because they didn't just walk away. And nothing is worth, nothing minuscule out there is worth, losing your job or anything like that. So just remember that. All right. On to the next topic. This one is about a kind of like a road rage incident, and I don't know anybody's name, and I don't remember where this. Oh, I do remember where this happened at. Come on, Pippin. Happened in Utah. So this kid named Blake, I think, was driving to the skate park, and it's a big park, and inside there's little roads and stuff, and there's a dedicated bike path for people. And the rule in Utah is you got to stay 3 feet away from a bicyclist on the road or on when they're riding. And it was some new law that was passed recently at that time that this occurred. And Blake went around the guy. He went slowly around him. He gets to the skate park. He parks, and he noticed out of his rearview mirror that this guy, the bicyclist, is approaching in like an aggressive manner. So Blake said, I better start recording. And the guy pounded on his windshield before he could start recording. But he got his phone going pretty quickly. So the guy just immediately is like, roll down your window. Blake said, no, I'm going skating. You almost hit, did you not see me? He goes, yeah, I saw you. I gave you plenty of room, blah, 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 blah. And this guy starts pushing on Blake and shoving him and everything you can think of. And he's like, I'm calling the cops. He was being a straight Ken, not a Karen because it's a male, a straight Ken. I mean, this guy was acting like a fool. And he calls the police, and he's telling the police, he's trying to flee. He almost hit me. He did this. He did that. I mean, just exaggerating the facts, So Blake remains calm. I will give Blake credit. I think that was his name. I hope it wasn't. I'll put the stuff in the comments, or at least I'll try to. I forget to do that sometimes. So Blake just kept his composure the entire time. He let this guy cry and run his mouth until the cops got there. And when the cops get there, the cop immediately separated him. And the bicyclist just acted like an absolute moron. Even when the cop got there, he wouldn't let the cop talk. He wouldn't let him ask questions. He just kept interrupting him. I'm a bicyclist. I have more rights than anybody else on the road, which, maybe that's true in certain states or something. I don't know. But I, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware, everybody on the road has equal rights. So, I mean, Blake had a dash cam too. I should have mentioned that earlier. And he was willing to give that to the police and did. So this bicyclist just ran his mouth and talked himself into a citation, a criminal citation at that, because he admitted to the cops that, yeah, I put my hands on him because I was trying to keep him confined in his car because he was trying to flee. And Blake had it all on camera saying, no, I'm going to the skate park. I'm not trying to flee. You call the cops, I'll still be here. Handle it, do what you do. So, long story short, I say that part a lot, long story short. Long story short, guys, the bicyclist finds out he's getting a ticket for the what is it? I forget the name of it, but acting like an ass outside, whatever that ticket is. I forget. And once he finds that out, he's like, can't we just apologize to each other and go about our business? And the cop said, absolutely not. I have an obligation now that, I've witnessed a crime that you have committed to issue you that citation. But it's amazing. As soon as the roles got reversed on this guy, oh, let's forgive and forget. Why wasn't that the case when he first confronted Blake about coming too close to him? Why didn't he just say, hey, man, You came close. Let this be a lesson to you. Have a nice day. You know, Blake seemed like he was very open to, you know, criticism. You know, if the bicyclist felt that he was too close, he would retain that and use it for, you know, future events. But it just goes to show you, you know, just you never know who you're interacting with. So always keep your phone at the ready, guys. I mean, there's people out here that want to act like fools, and you just never know when that might happen. So make sure you got that phone on you at all times, and you can record situations like this. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments, let me know. I'll try to put the stuff in the videos in the description or the comments. All right, guys, take care. Bye.